Hello everybody, Daz here. I just had an absolutely insane interview and I would like to share with you. I was so much into it. I'm pretty sure that I was mispointing camera a lot of times in bad directions, but I hope you will get the audio, which is most important. And right now I'm going to do a few B-rolls which I can help with the conversation because I understood the modes a little bit better. I already looked through them before I did the interview and I missed most of the ideas somehow, so now I need additional footage, but I'm pretty sure you guys will love this interview. It's a little bit long. I think we talked about 25 minutes and after that we spoke another almost an hour just between us, so it's absolutely crazy stuff, but I would like you to enjoy the moments that I just had. It's absolutely epiphany of love of the modding, and I'm pretty sure you will appreciate it as much as I did. Really like all your builds, but is there any of those that you maybe like feel more connected or?
Well, these are just 10 examples of what can be built.
Yeah.
Some of them are new, some of them are very successful, some of them are very emotional,
Yeah.
some of them are very nostalgic, but they are just 10 examples of 53 mods which I have. And they're all on Europellets and Caseking at the company where I work. Every year I try to bring something new. And seeing as you can see when we go around,
Yes.
the themes are so diverse, so different. It's hard to say I like this one or I don't like the other ones as much, or maybe this one I have more of a connection with.
Oh, I
because
see.
in every theme, I really delve into the theme. I like skulls very much, but that does not mean that I would put a skull on every mod, because you have to be able to turn your own taste off.
I would agree.
Right. Of course, this is about pirates, so it needs a skull.
Yes, yes.
But I would, depending on the theme, I have to live the theme properly. If I'm making something nostalgic, like this Commodore, then it has to look like the Commodore. If I'm making a spaceship, it has to look cutting edge, very exact. So it really depends on the theme. Every theme has something which I really like about it. Here in the Pirate, what I like is if you have a case which is has a glass front, then it's more a showcase. You want to show the hardware. In comparison to Ragnar, the Viking, there I want to hide the hardware. So it's a totally different concept. The glass itself is begging me to show the hardware.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted the rum-colored water, and I wanted that it all flashy and things like that. This was 2016, I think.
What we have 3 years.
3.5, 4 years. Yeah. I won my hat trick with, it's a very special one for me because I won 3 years in a row in this category at the German championship.
Very nice.
And it's never been done before, so that's why it's very special for me.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, then here I have one of the reigning champions. There was a keyboard challenge this year, and this is my idea of a keyboard. It started out as a keyboard,
Yes.
K70, but I transformed it into a computer. And
So
now it's a full-fledged computer.
If you can open a secret, is it a laptop inside or it's just you modded the screen?
No. It's there's a screen. Inside there's a Raspberry Pi. There's 2 power supply units.
Oh, I see.
There's a pair of loudspeakers. It's a Linux system. Linux.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And but it's a full-fledged computer with mouse. So it only needs 12 volts.
Yes.
And it's got a camera, full HD. It's got the speakers in it. But it started out as a keyboard.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And I made it because my most successful machine, Ragnar,
Yeah.
Ragnar's Revenge, won the German championship 3 times. I'm really proud of it. In 1 year, I wanted to bring the family back together. He existed. There are many legends about him. Some of them are true, some of them are myths, of course. And after I made him, I decided to make his wife, Lagatha, and make the son Bjorn as a mouse.
Oh my God.
And so I brought the whole family after 1,200 years. They're all reunited.
This is interesting. Listen, you go alone, you will never guess. It's
Yes.
always a special
It's
story.
always I love historical cultural mods.
Yes.
I have also made a samurai. and things like that. I like all this history thing.
Wow.
Here the aim was, in comparison to, let's say, the Pirate, that's a showcase for hardware.
Right.
Here the hardware is actually irrelevant for me.
Yeah.
Because it's all about hiding the hardware.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, behind the helmet, even though, by the way, the Vikings probably did not have helmets, but the mythology says they do. There's a camera.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. With drawbridge Viking technology.
Yes.
I can put it on automatic. Then here we have the CD drive. These RAM buttons. It's a switch. This is also a switch here, which opens up the whole case. And then I can swing out the monitor.
Wow. I'm really glad I asked you to explain things because I already had my work.
Yeah.
I had no clue. 90% no clue.
Yeah, when they're closed, you don't really realize what they can do.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and in the back, when I open it, they're under tension. They want to close. And so I have a motor with a chain and pulleys, all standard Viking technology,
Yeah.
which is actually opening and closing the whole case.
This is super impressive, that's for sure.
And the paint job, I kept it, a little bit dull, middle-aged, dark-age type of paint job.
Is it real wood or?
It's real wood.
Yeah, okay.
All handcrafted with real wood.
Some
Even
people
the
like
metal
to use 3D printing lately and you can paint.
Never
it.
used it.
Really?
Yes, never. It's all handmade. All handmade. I have a slogan: only handmade is man-made. This guy knows it because he's been to the DCMM too, and I actually preach this when I have an order for a customer.
Yes.
Like the spaceship, for instance.
Yes.
Then I do handwork. I use laser, 3D printer, whatever. But when I make it for a competition or as art, like this, or to tell a story,
it should be true handmade.
Only
I
handmade.
agree.
Just these 10 fingers.
Oh my god. I love it.
It takes longer, of course,
Oh.
but the result.
Well, that's why it's a hobby, right? Hobby cannot be
It's
fast.
a hobby, and now it's a profession.
Yeah.
But still, if I want to make art, it's a bit like the painting and the postcard.
Yes.
The painting takes a long time. It ends up in the Louvre maybe.
Yeah.
But we make postcards out of it, and they cost €1. So there is a difference taking a copy of something, or reproducing something, or making it as something unique.
Yes.
So
I would agree.
Then we have my most complex
Build.
build.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. This case mod is called Armageddon, and you may recall back in 2012, the world was supposed to end again. And I thought, okay, that's a good theme. I was not finished in 2012 because it took me 4 years to build it. For the simple reason, I wanted this old metal rusty look as if it's been lying under Arctic snow for 1,000,000 years, came out to save us all.
Right.
And so to get that rust look right, it's actually made out of wood, but it looks like rusty metal.
Yeah, I thought to ask you if you did the metal job this time.
Exactly. I had somebody last year who makes cast iron molds.
Yes.
And he said, how did you get this in here? This must weigh a ton.
Yes,
and I said,
agree.
Yeah, it would if it was really cast iron, but it's actually made out of wood.
You did really outstanding
I
work
put
on
sand
this
into
one.
the wood and silvered it off.
I didn't thought it's cast iron for the same reason that I understand the weight, but I thought it's some sort of maybe aluminum which is painted, something
that's the illusion which I want to get.
It's 100%.
Yeah, it weighs about 100, 110 kilos, so you can only take it together.
Reasonable for this size.
Yes, it is. And it's got all sorts of features with it. First of all, I can fold in the legs. There's a subwoofer underneath.
Yeah.
I fold them in, put the table flap down. I sync the monitors, sync the keyboard. It all goes inside. Now the monitors are going down. I also have USBs here. If I need extra USBs. Of course, the most important thing for my record.
Coffee cup, yes.
Right.
North American
You have to have something.
Builders will appreciate that feature.
Exactly.
What about the other side? Also some component? Or?
No, because I recycle a lot.
Oh, I see.
Unfortunately, I only found one old video recorder. And you know the old video recorders?
Yes.
They were top loaders.
Yes, yes.
And I found that mechanical part at the scrapyard.
You use it. Yeah.
So as soon as I find the second one, then I'll make another one. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll maybe make a docking bay for my phone or something like that.
Right. It's really impressive.
So with this button here, I can make the camera go left and right.
Yeah.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, I see.
Then it has reading lamps here.
This is crazy. This is beyond insane. I would say this is beyond.
This is the world I live in.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Caseking has a slogan, "Nix ist Standard,"
Yeah.
which means nothing is standard.
Yes.
And my slogan before I came here was also, "I like to murder restrictions, needs, and norms."
Yes.
So that's what. So we fit well together.
Yes, I agree.
I love going bonkers.
Sometimes behind it's so much stuff in a
there's so
more
much.
simple looks and
Yeah.
like don't judge by the first look, right?
No,
That's for
actually,
sure.
every mod which I make has a story.
Yeah.
And when little things, for instance, many people ask me why have I put an analog clock there, and when I tell them a story, after a digital Armageddon, time will still be analog.
Yes,
So
exactly.
It's symbolic for the end of the world, but time is still there.
Yes.
And it can't be digital. It would just not fit my story.
Wow.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of research, and I really put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
I have to get everything
bad.
right according to how I want it. And it actually has a scuff.
Oh yes, it's a signature item, right?
Yeah, mostly, not always,
Yeah.
but depending on the theme. So then I will show you my TV table.
What year is this?
2016 with the Pirate.
Oh, okay. So,
I won all categories in 2016.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it took me 2,500 years. 2,500 years.
Oh,
No.
listen, could be.
I'm a trilobite, I told you, right? No, it took me 2,500 hours over a
Finish.
period of 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was not ready in 2012,
Yeah.
so I missed the end of the world.
Right.
But I thought, okay, the next one will come. Don't
Yeah.
worry. And in 2016 it was finished, and yeah, that's the result.
Yeah, actually, on the hours moment, some people who try to start business to do computers, right?
yes.
And they always, you have to deal with clients,
Yes.
and they don't even understand how many true hours.
They don't.
Because I think the most of the modders end up working for 10 cents an hour
Yeah.
because you charge few thousand,
Yes.
but the number of hours is just
Insane.
Yeah, you do for free for love of the modding
Yes,
quite
and
often.
One of the questions which many people ask always here is when they see all this stuff,
Yeah.
which basically everybody would like to have. But they ask, there are two questions. How long did it take to make it?
Yeah.
Then I always say because each concept is so diverse, so different,
Yeah.
of course it's a different amount of hours.
Right.
So that question is answered. The second question is, how much does it cost if I would buy it? And there, once again, like I said, these are only 10 examples of 52, 53 mods which I made,
Yes.
and each one of them is so different that just asking what it costs does not answer the question.
I agree.
We have to sit down and talk about the concept.
Yeah,
If you would say, build a PC which depicts Canada, right? Then I have to do some brainstorming. We have to talk about the concept, about the do's and don'ts, and what type of colors you want, things
Yeah.
like that. So we have to make the whole concept,
Yeah.
and then I have to know, and that's the most important thing for me, how far can I go?
Yeah.
Because there is no limit. I can guarantee you there is no limit. If I have 2.5 years,
Yeah.
4 years and 2,500 hours, then this thing can do the washing as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So I just need to know, is it going to be a simple paint job? Like Canadian flag, let's say?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to make the maple leaf, I think it is?
Yes.
Yeah, the maple leaf as a computer, which falls off a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do everything. It's really a concept.
You actually was talking about strictly like labor to create thing,
Yeah.
but you basically it's one layer, but you bring two more layers at least. One is design creation, concept creation, which is also gazillion of hours.
It's a lot of brain work. Many customers.
And plus.
Yes.
I just like what you're saying. That's why I'm kind of impressed.
I'm glad that you understand it.
No,
That's
no,
very
no.
nice.
But I never thought about it. But it's very true that the question how far you want to take it actually makes.
Yes, it makes sense.
Not only sense. It also has like financial depths into it, right?
Oh yeah.
Because
it
can be like freaking $100,000 if you want to go totally crazy, and almost $1,000 if you slap parts together.
Exactly. If you want me to paint a picture of me going to the moon, it's cheaper than if you want me to go to the moon.
Oh yes,
right.
That's a good one. Another
so
one.
that's it's easier.
Oh my god.
If I know that, and there is actually really no limit.
Listen, I'm telling you, I will steal your speech when I next time talk to clients.
Well, I hope I can see the interview somewhere.
Absolutely.
And, then it will make sense for me as well when I see it.
I hope to. No, it is.
Yeah.
For me, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, maybe it's not our customer. Right? Okay. Because we can make person happy.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So we check the next one.
Here we have. I actually use this one, not anymore.
Like at home?
But it was my idea of what a TV table should look like. Usually this is on the floor, at this height.
Oh, it's a TV table.
It's a TV table.
Oh my god, I didn't understand.
This is all a TV table.
Oh, that's why it's TV on top. Oh
yes.
my god.
Usually this would be at this height and I would have my TV on top of it. And my wife told me, because I built a lot of furniture at home also.
Yeah.
And she said, could you make a TV table? And I said, oh yes, I can.
Oh, how far you want to take it?
How far do you want to go? And then I didn't tell her. She thought I was making it for the German championship, which I did.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be a very simple TV table.
Very simple, for sure.
So I made it as simple as possible.
My. That's your simple. Okay.
Simple. Actually, it started off with NVIDIA approached me. I've made a couple of projects for NVIDIA, and they wanted to show their 1060 graphic card, the new graphic card.
Yeah.
And so we picked the theme Gears of War. I've never played the game.
Yeah.
But I looked at the maps and I looked at the mods. And and this is the result. And now we have a Lancer that really works.
Yeah.
Like in the game. And if I take it out and I put it back in, it says ding dong, found new hardware.
Yeah.
Because the Lancer is actually an external USB drive.
Oh, wow.
So there's 1 terabyte of memory in there.
Nice. It just really blows me away. I'm in this business for a while too, right? So I didn't get that at the table. So it's like you really need to look and think for a minute, try to get it.
But actually the plan was that I put it on a podest which is only that high. But something happened in the communication.
Yeah.
And it's now a little bit high. It's good you can see the details, but it's actually a table. Usually I have my receiver.
Listen, as soon as you said, I said, it is. There's an audio video sync table,
Receiver.
CD or whatever, the cable box under. Yeah, that's for sure.
Now I'll show you something.
It shoots. Oh my god.
So now we can get ready for the next zombie apocalypse. It has a torch here. Of course, I can't hurt anybody with it. These are made out of plastic. So it's not lethal at all. The battery would hold for about half an hour.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. And here's the USB port, because it's 1 terabyte. Here.
This is definition of insane. It's amazing. It's really amazing. So 1 bullet is a fixator for the gun?
Yes. It's a dummy. If you don't know, then you don't know how to get it out.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Now it's fixed. The transfer.
That's impressive.
The logos, the bayonets.
Yeah.
It's all from the game. So
Wow.
you can see it. There's the gun.
Yeah, all
So I just copied the pictures, saw the looking, the light.
yeah. This is the guys, the same gun.
Yeah.
Right there.
I had more muscles there, as you can see.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And this is the same gun for real. This is super crazy.
So this is a project which I actually made in 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
In one day. At the German Championship, there is a category 24-hour live.
Yes.
And so we do 3 days, each of 8 hours. But I never finished it. And now I've actually finished it. And this is something for the ladies.
Yeah, I can see that.
So now it's just a mirror. If you come in, you can see it's just a mirror. And
Here you go. Hello.
so when I turn this, now the monitor goes on and you can actually play games with it. Amazing Grace.
Yes.
The hardware is all under here. I can't go further back though.
Yeah, I see a little bit I see. And the name of the build, the beauty box? Oh,
Amazing
always
Grace.
a raid.
That's why the music is
I see. Just look in the box. It's super crazy.
And that's a good example of shutting off your own taste.
Yes.
Because it's not exactly my. I love it.
I bet.
I love it.
But I know.
But I had to stop my own hand. I had to say no skulls. Yeah, because you have to stay true to the theme.
Or you could put one skull like under the table.
Right.
Yeah, so nobody knows
knows?
except you.
Yeah.
Secret mark.
That's why I have a picture of Mia with a skull.
Oh yes. Here you go. It's cool. The last one, right? That we have here, or two more?
Two more. Yeah. This one is the reigning German champion now.
This year?
This year.
All right.
And yeah, it's all about the Legend of Spartacus. I love history.
Yeah.
And after watching the series also, some of it is true, it's not all true, but there was a man, he came from Cre8or, which is now Bulgaria. He was captured by the Romans.
Yeah.
He lived in slavery, he was sold as a slave, and they called him Spartacus. We don't know what his real name was. That's why, when I close this, I'll show you. He will be covered by the Roman shield now. And you will not know his name. It's a part of the philosophy I'm talking about. So now it has no name until I open it, and then from the Roman color it goes into the gladiatorial arena.
Yes.
And that's where he fought until he actually fled with the other slaves. And for 2.5 years, he played havoc against the Roman army until they killed him, of course. So that part of the story is true. The rest, which was in TV, is of course Hollywood. These axes are actually switches. That is for reset. This one is to turn the computer on and off.
Okay.
But if I take his sword away, a real gladius I made. This used to be a broomstick. If I take this out,
Yeah.
now the switch is dead.
Oh, so you
Yeah. So without a gladius, he's not a full gladiator.
yes.
And so I have to put it back so that he works again.
My God, I speechless at that point, pretty much.
It's too much for a small interview, of course. There are thousands of details which I put in. I had to do so much research for this one,
Yeah.
for all the historical ones. But I love it. as soon as I see something which I can use as a mechanical part,
Yes.
like pulleys and winches and
Yes.
chains and everything, I love converting electronic into something old and mechanical.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah, I would agree too.
These are actually just counterweights which I made with little skulls. They depict the last battle. There were when they never found his body, but they decimated his army, and they crucified 2,000 people on one day. It's historical, and so this is symbolic for them 2,000 deaths.
Yeah.
That's why I have this. Of course, the Jupiter shield, which we all know. A little bit of the history of Spartacus.
Yeah, I see there's the story going.
The two spears, the legend says he was hit in the back with 2 spears. One in his leg and one in his back. That's why I made 2 spears here as well.
Okay.
And they actually show it in the series as well. The gauntlets,
Yes. Yeah.
these are the pumps which are pumping his blood through all the veins and cooling the computer.
This is cool. There you go, G5.
Yes, he was a poor gladiator. He did not have metal armor. He had leather armor.
Leather armor, yeah.
Yes, and that's why I made a leather piece of,
A chest
shield.
plate.
Yes, the chest plate. And the arena, of course, because he fought in the arena. The standards here, left and right. He actually stole the standard from Crassus, according to the legend. So I had to make a standard as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of my later PCs. I actually finished it just a month ago. I built it for NVIDIA, and the theme is Wolfenstein. The first Wolfenstein game was released in 1981.
Yeah.
And so they said, could you make an 80s PC? I bought the shell, and I transformed it into a modern day PC.
Okay.
It still has a curved monitor, but behind it there is a flat screen, full HD.
Yeah.
Even though you can't go 180 degrees to see it. You have to be in front.
Yeah.
But it all works. It now has sound. This is the on-off button, and of course the hardware inside is all up to date.
Wow! Look at
It's all
that.
up to date.
This is cool. Oh, it's like a car food.
Beautiful. Why don't they build them like that anymore?
I don't know. It's a good
So,
question.
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we have screws and here and glass and everything. You just pull it up, put the rod up like an old car.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I agree.
When I decided to use the curved monitor, that was the biggest challenge actually. I went onto YouTube and I looked everywhere whether anybody has ever put a monitor behind a curved monitor.
Yeah.
And some people tried, but the problem was it becomes a lens. It's like a fisheye.
Yeah.
So I decided I cut off the front and then I poured resin inside it.
Oh, so you
when the resin-
kind
so
of
in the back-
flatten it.
Yes. So on the back it's actually flat.
Yes.
And that's how I managed to use just the front glass.
Yes.
The rest I cut off.
Yes.
And the graphic card, the RTX 2080 graphic card, is inside here now. So that's how I managed to overcome that. This is all new, a new keyboard because they did not have F buttons then.
Yes.
They didn't have sound.
Right.
This was also new paint job and everything.
How you managed to find the floppy disk part?
In
eBay?
In eBay, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I bought it for 18 euros. It was broken, of course.
Yeah.
But I was not going to use the floppy disk. I just made a mechanical switch to turn
No,
it
I
on and off.
understand. Probably was listed like for repair, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
how they usually do. Broken. Oh, it is for repair.
Doesn't matter. Even the PC was broken. I managed to buy the shell for roughly 200 euros.
Oh wow, that's a lot actually.
It's actually a lot. But if you buy a one which is still working,
oh, that's few
you're up to
thousand.
1,000 euros.
Oh yeah, I understand.
So I didn't care anyway because I knew I was going to renew everything.
Yeah. No, I understand. Still, 200 euros for the box of plastic. It sounds like
because considering I'm taking everything out of it, there is no functioning hardware. It's quite a lot of money.
Also, when we talk about our hobby, money usually we don't think about it or try to not to.
Well, if you do, my biggest expense because before I came to Caseking, I was actually doing it
Yeah.
as a freelancer. My biggest expense, believe it or not, is paint. Because paint and stain and lacquers and things like that is something that you just can't recycle.
Yes.
But all the motors, everything that's moving, it's all built out of something else, either taken from a fan or taken from the motors for the Armageddon for the monitors. It's a linear motor taken from an old hospital bed.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I get them for maybe 10 euros, where it would usually cost 200-300 euros. But I have to go and I have to unscrew it myself and I have to check it, make sure it works. But if you're willing to invest time, then you can get electronic. There's so much electronic, which is supposed to be broken, but it's not broken.
Yeah.
Motors, especially 12-volt technology from cars, you know, for the indicators and for the mirrors, and there's so much stuff you can use. This was
the final one.
Yeah, the final one. This one is based actually upon, I built it for Seasonic. And Seasonic makes power supply units.
Oh yes,
So when they approached me and asked, how could you make something symbolic for our brand? The first thing I thought of when I saw their connectors is windows. And I said, that will give the spaceship, like there you see, the impression of, the illusion of size.
Yes.
And so I used their connectors, and it's powered by Seasonic, of course.
Of course,
And there's computer hardware inside there, the on-off button, and all this is basically just junk. It's all things which I found that used to be on my painting mask.
Oh yeah.
These are capacitors taken off a motherboard. These are connectors. We have tap filters and golf balls, and I just put them all, stuck them all together, painted it, and it sounds easy. It wasn't that easy.
No.
Yeah.
I know it sounds easy.
Bulb sockets here. The rest of the bulb socket.
Any Lego parts?
Pens. No Lego. No Lego.
Okay.
This is just a bunch of pens, for instance. Here. The antennas. This is from a bathtub. This is from a drain pipe. And so, if you set everything properly into scene, there you go. You have a spaceship.
That's pretty cool. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's crazy.
Maybe you can send me a link. I would like to see
absolutely.